Right, welcome back, and let me again welcome our distinguished guest, Dr. Maha Abd, Nasser, Member of Parliament. Thank you again for being with us.
Thank you.
I don't know whether to start with the achievement of women this year or to start with the care they received since President Sisi assumed office. Let me start with the care they received since the President assumed office.
Well, it's obvious that there is a direction that women should be empowered and they should take their role in the society and take the right share in the public arena and in all places. We can see a number of ministries. They were not like that before. We can see some directions to do the right legislations, to give the women the rights. Still, we have a lot, of course, to do, and we have a long way to go, but we can say that we are in the right track.
Right. We know that women for many years have been playing a great role. And I mean here a great role in all sectors and in all positions they have reached. How do you view the women role throughout history in Egypt, and how do you view the role that is played by women, particularly those days?
Well, if you're talking about the history, of course, we have the civilization that had goddess, and we had great queens.
Yes.
So we are Nefertiti, so
Cleopatra, yes.
we are the civilization that really empowered women. But when we walk throughout the history, of course, there are a lot of landmarks of women that made the history of Egypt along the years. Well, you can talk about somebody like Safia Zaghloul when she was besides her husband and empowering all the women to go and repel against the occupation at that time. So we have a lot of icons of women along the years. But when we talk about this year, 2020, because you were talking about the empowerment of women this year, I'm coming from the ICT industry and the background of ICT. So we were celebrating women this year because it was the first time that two women lead two multinational companies in Egypt, their offices, Microsoft and SAP, and for the first time. So we had a great achievement even in the sector. So there are a lot of empowerment going
information and communication technology.
Yes.
And no, let me know more about this, because that is so
it was the first time that Microsoft in Egypt has a new country manager female, Myrna Atif. So it's the first time. SAP, I cannot recall her name, I'm sorry, but SAP too, it is the first time that it will be, it is led by a woman. So it's the year for, you can say that we are celebrating women really this year by having all
why
this.
It's interesting because usually the international countries, they only choose upon efficiency, not upon the gender. So what I'm speaking here is that if they chose women to lead, then they are confident in their work,
yes.
Which is that they chose because of their efficiency, not because of their gender. And
definitely. There is a gender equality rule in the multinational companies somehow, that you have to have the balance between the two genders. But there is no rule that you make the leader a woman, definitely. And you cannot choose to have a woman leader because she is a woman. No, it's because of her competency and efficiency, definitely.
So an Egyptian and a woman, that is so,
Yes.
that is of pride.
Yes.
So proud. So when we speak about women as half of the society, because women are definitely half of the society, and they are the reason for the success of the other half, by the way.
Yes.
So if we speak about the efforts that were made to guarantee and support women in order to be the backbone for the country, whether its contribution to as half of the society, and as the wife, mother, child. I mean, in every segment you find a woman.
Definitely, yeah.
So how do you view the efforts that were exerted in order to support women in each sector she has been occupying?
Well, there are efforts, but as I said, we have a long way to go. We are just starting. Definitely you can find women in a lot of places, but still there are some discrepancies in the pay between women and men in payroll, yes, in some places, and it's not even for the public sector, it's even in private sector too. So it's and it's not just in Egypt. It's by the way, it's in some other countries. But everybody's tackling this now. Still, there are some positions that you cannot find women in. We have a governor, but just one governor.
Hopefully we will find. But many deputies, women,
many
right?
deputies, yes.
Right.
But still, you know, they can lead. They are really capable of leading. We just need to allow them to do that and try and to find out what the scenery will be if the woman is in the leading position. But as I said, we are having good steps. Being a new MP now, definitely I will be tackling some of the legislations to empower women, to give them more rights, to help them in all the roles they need to be in, without having to sacrifice their own personal life or feeling the normal guilt that most working women have. So we can do a lot to empower them. Beside that, that is done already.
Okay, let me put the script aside and ask you, is it because of, you're speaking here about discrepancies, you're speaking here about the guilt women feel when they are at work and
leaving their children and their life, yes, and exactly, their houses,
and feeling that they are not able to manage both sides, and they always are being put under
pressure.
Yes.
Exactly.
Is it because of the culture?
Definitely.
How we are supposed to be managing this? I mean here, because we're not speaking now about governmental or state efforts.
Education,
we're speaking about
education, media. But I think the first step is education. When you have, you know, the books for the kindergarten and the primaries, putting the girl helping her mother in the kitchen and the boy is playing the football. Books are put in the bookcase for the father to read, but the mother is considered just cooking and cleaning the house. You are putting stereotypes for children and embracing these ideas for all the new generation to come. It's really tough. We need to change this, and it's not difficult to be changed. It's just the content. We need to change the content if we really want to empower women.
That is it. We're speaking about the educational system. Otherwise, I mean here, culture for the old standard of lives. how do we raise awareness?
Media.
Yes, sometimes
here,
media does not or is not really witnessed by all the levels in the society. Now they prefer the social media and other means. But I mean here campaigns. As a member of parliament, how would you tackle such an issue? I mean here, how to tackle the issue of raising awareness of not only men but also women, because also women have to understand their rights and duties.
Definitely.
As a member of parliament, what do you have in mind in order to put this into as a plan on the ground?
Well, when I said education, because education, this is the primary foundation for all the generations to come. But this is number one. But when we say campaigns, it doesn't have to be just social media. We can go back to the cultural centers in the cities, in the small cities, in the villages, talk about. We don't want to give them instructions. We don't want to just tell them you should do so and avoid doing that and this, because it doesn't work like that. It has to be subtle. It has to be within movies, within cultural activities, within debates, things like that. So you can really, it will not change definitely between day and night. It will take time, but we have to start because it is embraced in the culture. And if we didn't start by doing this now, we will talk about the same talk and the same speech after 10 years, and we will not find anything changed.
And there will be a big gap.
Exactly.
Right. Before we continue on with our nice and very interesting discussion,